of your weirwoman, especially your senior weirwoman. So every once in a while you'll see a message, this Dragon Rider has low health, so you'll want to act on that, because remember, if their health is too low, they're in danger of dying. So watch the health of your Dragon Riders, especially because they can just get sick on you without you even knowing, or sometimes your senior weirwoman will tell you. There are other events that happen in the game, so let me go down that list. So now we're going to talk about events. Like I said, these happen. These are things that will pop up every once in a while. You've seen them as we were going through the main menu commands. Random events will pop up. Now we're going to describe what they are. The first event on the list is one that should be familiar with everybody who is a Dragonrider fan. Passes in intervals. When you start out in the 9th interval, as the clock goes on, you'll see that the 10th pass starts, and as you get near the end of the 10th pass, you'll see that the 10th interval starts. So in just a second you'll see, it's nothing special, it's just a little message that flashes on the screen. But during the intervals, no thread will fall, and of course during a pass you'll have to deal with thread fall. See, there it is, beginning of 10th pass, that's it. It's nothing special, it just lets you know that you can now start expecting thread. One other event, this is kind of an annoying event. This is where it's called Weir Craftsman Recall, and what happens is that the Master Craftsman will sometimes recall your Weir Craftsman from your Weir, and will just assign a different one at random. So you can work your tail off trying to get a Master Craftsman into your Weir. Build him up through the ranks. You got a Master Craftsman, morale 9, he's doing a great job, and then suddenly he'll be recalled, and he'll be replaced with anybody of any rank. So it's also true that maybe you have a journeyman apprentice, and he's suddenly recalled, and he's replaced with Master Craftsman. It's completely random who you'll get. The rank is random. The morale will be random. It's just one of these annoying events, especially when you've worked so hard to build them up, and then suddenly they're just taken away. It's a random event. There's nothing. These events are all random. There's nothing you can do to stop them. There's nothing you can do to make them better or anything like that. It just happens. But see, here's where my Master Miner was recalled to the craft hall, and he was replaced with Zabosh. And unfortunately, I didn't have it up there, so you can't see the difference. But you can see Zabosh. He's now my Weir Miner, and he's a Journeyman C. So he wasn't replaced with a Journeyman Apprentice. He was replaced with somebody of random rank, and he has a good morale. So he'll do his job as a Journeyman C, which is not that great, but not a good level. But at least he'll do his job. At least it wasn't morale 0. So there's that. Continuing on with annoying events, as I had mentioned before, in the background, your riders are always getting more trained, they're resting, the morale is going up, but they're also getting sick, they're hurting themselves, they're eating bad food or whatever, and their health will go down. That just happens to individual Dragon Riders. However, there is an event which is the most devastating event in the game. So let's get that out of the way right now. It is when Plague strikes Ancient's Plateau Weir. And what this will do is it will just wreck your Dragon Riders. I'll show you the status. See, everybody's got... See, I had everybody here at everybody was all nice and healthy, but now they're just devastated. In fact, I'll show you the detail by attribute. Health less than 9. See, look at all these sick Dragon Riders. Look. Health 1, Health 4, Health 1. So it was Health 0. I've got a lot of sick Dragon Riders. So when you see Plague strikes Ancient Plateau Weir, you need to act really fast and get these riders weird, because they're going to die on you. There's nothing you can do to stop it. It's going to happen, so you might as well just get used to it, get ready for it. A plague will affect about 10% of your Weir. So this was kind of a devastating plague that hit me. I got a whole lot of sick riders. So like I said, when the plague hits, just get ready for deaths. Get in there and wear them as quickly as possible to at least improve their odds of surviving. So after that truly horrible event, let's talk about a good event. This is the clutching and the hatching. Now you've seen the clutch event happen. It's just see, there you are. It's a nice little fanfare. One of your golden dragons will lay a clutch. It's not necessarily the senior dragon. It could be any of the three, any of your gold dragons. So what you want to do is you want to send your guys on search, and I'm just going to pick the first 10. Remember, browns, they search better. They bring candidates in more than the other colors, but I'm just gonna pick them. So what happens when a hatching happens, and it'll happen about like 15-20 days later, I can't remember the exact number. What it'll do is you'll get a number of eggs based on a random number based on how many slots you have available in your Weirling's wing. So I have 10 slots available, so I can have up to 10 eggs. It could be 1, it could be 5. It's a random number. If there are no slots available, you won't get any clutches on the ground. Now, the hatching, I'll explain that when the hatching comes on. If one of your weirwomen died in Threadfall, or they just died from something else, and there's a hole here, it'll also say and a queen egg's leg. You'll never lose all 3 of your weirwomen. There'll always be a senior weirwoman. You can only get 1 queen egg at a time. So if there's 2 missing weirwomen, you'll get 1, and the next hatching you'll get another one. So we're just waiting for the hatching to begin. Like I said, you'll get a number of eggs based on how many slots you have available, and you want to bring in enough candidates to have so there's to at least be the number of eggs that you have. So if you have 6 eggs sitting on the ground, don't bring in 4 candidates, because then you wasted 2 eggs. Always bring in at least as many more if possible. I always send 10 people out on search. That always seems to work. This game does something different than the books. In the books, every dragon got a rider. In this game, in order to increase the suspense, I guess, not every dragon who hatches will pick a rider. Half the time, they'll pick no one. So just because you have 6 eggs on the ground, that does not mean you're going to get 6 Weirling dragons and the riders. You could get 3, you could get 6, you could get 0. I've had that happen. Very frustrating. So just because, like I said, just because you have that many eggs on the ground, that doesn't mean you're going to get that many. So that's why it kind of doesn't tell you how many eggs you're getting when she lays a clutch. That way you're sending out enough people to search. See, if you knew there's only 4 eggs, then you're probably only going to send 4 people out on search. So it doesn't do that. What it does is it just tells you generically that because apparently you're too stupid to go out and look at the ground and see how many eggs there are. Let's say they're buried in sand. You don't look, and the queen won't let you near it. Okay, fine. So we're just waiting for the clutch to hatch. Here we go, and now you can see. So we got 2 molted eggs out of 10. There are 9 candidates. Could be a blue dragon, and he chooses the Knee of Ancient Plateau Weir. So I got 1. So now there's 1 left. And this is a brown dragon, and he chooses. Oh, so I lucked out. So both of them got found weir mates. They impressed somebody. Usually, like I said, it's 50-50. You'll notice that it said of Ancient's Plateau Weir. In earlier, the candidate came from Ancient's Plateau Weir. In earlier versions, in the 1X versions, they're from holds only. And in the very earliest 1X versions, like 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, I think, 1.2 definitely, I'm not so sure about one, it doesn't tell you who they're from. So in this case, you saw they were both from Ancient's Plateau Weir. If they're from a hold, you may receive a bump in the opinion of that Lord Holder. So if he came from, Meadow Hold, the Lord Holder of Meadow Hold may increase their opinion of you. So it's always a good thing for to get somebody impressed from a hold. Now this the opinion of the Lord Holder going up, that only started happening I think in 1.5 or 1.4. Prior to that, it was only if the queen impressed somebody from a hold, their opinion would go up. But now it's anybody. Like I said, I think that started at 1.5. It may be 2.0. I can't quite remember it. I'm almost certain it's 1.5, but I'm too lazy to go look it up. But anyway, that's what a hatching is. Be sure and send out enough riders so you get enough candidates. So if you got like 15, if you have 15 slots open, assume you're going to get 15 eggs. You probably won't, but assume you're going to need a lot of candidates. So be sure and send out enough candidates for the amount of eggs that you think you're going to have on the ground. And then, like I said, it's 50-50 whether they impress or not. It's a change from the books, but there you are. So the next event is the Lord Holder Conclave. And like the Dragonrider conclaves where the weir leaders come to meet, the Lord Holders do the same thing. This is probably the worst event that could happen in the game for you. It seems rather innocuous. You have no influence over the Lord Holder Conclave. There's nothing you do to stop it. There's nothing you do to influence. You're not invited to it. So why is it important? Because what happens is that the game tries to normalize the opinions of the Lord Holders. Notice the minor holders are not invited. It's just Lord Holders. And so what it'll do is, if the average opinion of you is indifferent, then what it'll do is it will try and lift up those who despise you and who disdain you, but it will also try to lower the opinion of those who hold you in high regard or respect you. So like I said, it tries to normalize the opinion. So if the average people respect you, then it'll try and bump up more opinions than lower. But if the average disdain you, then it will try to lower more opinions than raise you. The reason this is such a terrible event is because more likely than not, it's going to bump your score down a little bit. And when I get to the mating flight, I'll explain that a little bit more detail, why you want to have the score to be at least 100. But generally speaking, this will knock your score down. So I've never seen it go up after a Lord Holder Conclave. Sometimes it doesn't move at all. Sometimes it just moves a little bit. But Lord Holder Conclaves are really, really terrible, and they're just they're gonna mess you up. So generally, you're gonna find yourself having to renegotiate with some of your Lord Holders after a Lord Holder Conclave. But like I said, all you get is just a little message. See, there was a Lord Holder Conclave right there. I've tried to edit these so the events happen so you don't have to wait around. You can actually see what they look like. And this one's just a message on the screen, but you'll notice that the opinions have now changed after a Lord Holder Conclave. So the next event is death, and death happens when, like I said, their health is below 0. I'm sorry, below 3 or below. Anyone in this game can die, but you. Now, just like your Dragonriders can die, characters can die. Your senior, your weir women, senior, junior women, they can die if their health is too low, or they could just die randomly. Other weir leaders, they can be. Let's see. Do I mention this? Okay, I mentioned this. Okay, I don't mention this. They can be replaced in they can replace by mating flights and other weirs. The master craftsman can die. See, here's somebody who just got recalled. Lord Holders can die. Holders can die. If Lord Holders die, there will be a Lord Holder Conclave, just like in the books. But when they had to replace somebody, no, was there a Lord Holder Conclave after people died? I know Moran was replaced because he named his successor. So I don't remember. I know in the Epics game, when a Lord Holder died, there was Lord Holder Conclave. So that's probably where this comes from. I'm not sure in the books if they had Lord Holder Conclaves when somebody died. So like I said, anybody can die, and that's what happens. I don't have an event for you to see when somebody dies. It's just, like I said, it's just a message on the screen.